Brendan Rodgers has left the club, and over the next few weeks, there will be a lot of speculation over who the new boss could be for the long-term future. We will discuss this in today's video, whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Celtic's new interim management team will face the media for the first time on Tuesday afternoon as Martin O'Neill and Shaun Maloney prepare to outline their plans for leading the club in the wake of Brendan Rodgers' shock departure. The press conference will take place at Celtic Park at 3:30 p.m, marking O'Neill's first official media appearance since his dramatic return to the club he once guided to domestic glory and a European final. Alongside him will be former player and current professional pathways manager Shaun Maloney, who has stepped up to assist O'Neill in guiding the team through a crucial spell in the season. The pair have been placed in charge on an interim basis while the search for a permanent manager continues, with O'Neill's experience and authority expected to bring much-needed calm after a turbulent few weeks. Maloney, who was a key part of O'Neill's first Celtic side as a young player, will support him in training and match preparation, providing a link between the current squad and the club's wider football structure. Celtic supporters will be keen to hear from O'Neill, who remains one of the most respected figures in the club's modern history. His return, nearly 20 years after his initial spell ended, has sparked a sense of nostalgia and hope among fans, though his second stint comes in very different circumstances. Tuesday's press conference will offer the first glimpse into how the interim setup plans to tackle the immediate challenges ahead, starting with Wednesday's league match against Falkirk and Sunday's Premier Sports Cup semi-final clash with Rangers at Hampton. Celtic News will be at Celtic Park to provide full coverage, live updates and post-conference analysis throughout the evening, bringing fans the latest from O'Neill and Maloney as they begin their short-term mission to stabilise the club and reignite the season. Now for the main story, as former Celtic captain Jackie McNamara believes Shaun Maloney has what it takes to become a future Celtic manager and says Martin O'Neill's return to the dugout can help bring unity back to the club. O'Neill and Maloney have stepped in on an interim basis following Brendan Rodgers' shock departure, with the pair tasked with lifting a squad that has suffered back-to-back league defeats. McNamara, who played under O'Neill during one of Celtic's most successful modern eras, says the club has the perfect combination of experience and fresh thinking in the new setup. The ex-defender praised Maloney's development as a coach under Roberto Martinez with Belgium and believes those experiences, combined with lessons from his time managing Hibernian and Wigan Athletic, will stand him in good stead at Celtic. He also praised O'Neill's ability to command respect in the dressing room and his influence on player mentality. McNamara said he sees Shaun as a future Celtic manager, pointing to his football philosophy and willingness to learn. He added that Martin O'Neill's leadership and intelligence make him the perfect figure to unite fans and players, noting his strength in motivating individuals within the dressing room. He went on to explain that Maloney's familiarity with the club and the current squad will be crucial in the short term, especially with the January window approaching. McNamara believes O'Neill and Maloney form a strong partnership, similar to the dynamic O'Neill once had with John Robertson and Steve Walford. I'd happily see them take it just now, McNamara added. I'm not sure what Martin's thinking would be long term. Shaun possibly. Martin might want to take it for the rest of the season. Age isn't an issue with Martin. It's not like he's being asked to play, but he'll make calm, experienced decisions, especially with his history at Celtic. While McNamara's comments show clear admiration, many fans remain cautious. Maloney's previous managerial stints at Hibernian and Wigan were short and disappointing, and his biggest success remains his coaching experience rather than results as a manager. For O'Neill, this interim spell represents a chance to restore order, lift confidence, and bring structure back to a fractured team. For Maloney, it's an opportunity to rebuild credibility and perhaps prove that he really could be the man to lead Celtic into the future. In other news, Simon Jordan has leapt to the defence of Dermot Desmond after the Celtic principal shareholders' public attack on Brendan Rodgers, but his comments have done little to ease the feeling that both men have missed the bigger picture. Desmond's statement, accusing Rodgers of being divisive and self-serving, was already seen by many as needlessly personal and damaging to Celtic's image. Now, Jordan's decision to praise it as fair and true only adds to the noise surrounding a club already struggling for direction. In defending Desmond, Jordan argued that principal shareholders are too often left voiceless while managers control the narrative. But this take ignores the fact that Celtic's hierarchy already hold all the power, and with that power comes responsibility. Airing grievances in public only made a bad situation worse, creating the impression of a divided and reactive leadership. He said, "I was very interested to read Dermot Desmond's statement. It actually made me laugh when I first read it. I thought, chapeau, Dermot, well done. Because too many times these managers, including Steve Bruce, say what they want, when they want, and how they want, and there is no recourse. Well done to Dermot. He must have been particularly irritated to have taken that step, because he hasn't missed, has he? It's only character assassination if it doesn't happen to be fair and true." Jordan went on to say that Rodgers' previous comments about Honda Civics were out of order, adding that if he were in Desmond's shoes, he would have given the manager a metaphorical smack. Jordan's comments might appeal to those who enjoy the bluntness of his punditry, but in this case, his defence of Desmond rings hollow. The Celtic shareholders' outburst was less about truth and more about control, an attempt to shape the story after weeks of silence and poor decisions. Instead of showing leadership, Desmond chose to fight in public, and Jordan has applauded him for it. Yet what Celtic needed was restraint and a focus on fixing the problems Rodgers left behind, not a public feud that drags the club into deeper turmoil. For all his experience as an owner, Jordan should know better than to mistake noise for authority. And for Desmond, the episode only reinforces the criticism that he acts like a remote power broker rather than a steady leader. The outcome is the same either way. Celtic look fractured at the top, distracted off the pitch, and still no closer to addressing the structural problems that caused this mess in the first place. In other news, former Celtic midfielder Mark Fotheringham has returned to Celtic Park as part of Martin O'Neill's interim backroom staff, according to reports. The 42-year-old joins Shaun Maloney in assisting O'Neill during his short-term spell in charge following Brendan Rodgers' shock departure earlier this week. Fotheringham, who began his playing career with Celtic as a teenager, now steps into the dugout to help steady the team through a turbulent period. His addition bolsters a coaching setup hastily assembled after Rodgers and long-serving assistant John Kennedy left the club on Monday night. O'Neill's task is clear: lift the squad, restore confidence, and guide Celtic through a demanding week that includes the Premier Sports Cup semi-final against Rangers at Hampden. Fotheringham has built an extensive coaching resume in recent years, with experience in England, Germany, and Scotland. He previously managed Huddersfield Town in the Championship and has worked in several assistant roles across Europe. O'Neill is believed to have pushed for his inclusion after identifying the former midfielder's energy and tactical knowledge as valuable assets for the short-term project.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.